So what's up, guys? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching this video from. You're welcome back once again to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time coming across my channel, do well to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video. In today's video, I visited a fish farm here in Cross River State. So here is the owner of the farm. He's the CEO here. So he's going to be telling us in a few minutes how he has been able to sustain this farm. I'm going to be asking him some few questions. So if you are interested in fish farming, if you are interested in fish farming, or if you are already a fish farmer, this video is for you. So keep watching and don't go nowhere. So good morning, sir.
Morning.
You know, say you not sir now. Good morning, sir.
Good
morning. I would love you to introduce yourself to us. So what's your name, and does the farm have a name? What's the name of the farm and stuff? So
Okay, my name is Nelson. My name is Abam Nelson, and here we are is our farm. He calls me the CEO of this farm, but I'm not really the CEO. It's a jointed farm. I am my friend. He got this space, and he has the vision of bringing up farms. The idea is that at some point, this place will not just only have fish farms. We'll have other activities, other farming activities happening here as well. So we still have some spaces there we can put in poultry and pig pens. But for now, we are just mainly doing fish farming. And my friend owns this space. I have the knowledge, he has the knowledge. So we come together to create things you find here. And it's been a wonderful experience so far. So here is our farm. We don't have a name for it yet. We have not registered with CAC. We are working on that. Then we can get official recommendations. But for now, we are just doing mini practices here, and it's going well. It's fun. We produce fingerlings here, quality fingerlings. We have broodstocks. We know the biology of these things, and we know how we crossbreed them to have quality, fast-growing fingerlings. We grow table size and some other things. Just basic fish practices.
okay, so why did you guys decide to go into fish farming?
Well, first I studied animal science in the university.
Okay.
And it was an area in our study. It was an area I found interesting, and I decided to major in it. And it's been cool actually. And we needed to do a business, a lucrative business, and we found that from research, we found that fish farming is one of those things that have much profit with low capitals, and it's not that capital intensive and easy to start up. You can learn you can have experience as you
practice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes,
Okay, so how has the journey been so far? Has it been really tough? Has it been easy? How has it been?
You wouldn't say easy, you wouldn't say tough. It's not like a walk in a stroll in the park. There are many challenges in fish farming, a lot of challenges as well, but as much as there are challenges, there are also good benefits as well.
Okay.
But they are just basic practices you need to know. They are just basic things you need to know, and it will go through. Like in fish farming, water management is like one important factor. So sometimes your water can be clean, but it's bad. And sometimes it can be very green, but it's a good water quality. So you just keep learning, Observation is something that is very key as well in fish farming. It's been cool actually, the journey to say we make profit, you lose. It's just part of business.
Okay. You need to, in every business, you really need to lose some.
Yeah.
So for the first year you started, did you make any profit, or did you run at a loss?
Well, the first year I started, I started with a small scale. We started with small scale. We had small spaces we started with. And though it wasn't for commercialization, we just made something we could, like a test run. And I think at the end of that, we ate themselves. Ate the fishes we took out of it. But as we continue, as we make progress, we learned the culture of fish farming. Then we began to mass produce. So from when we began to mass produce, we've had a couple of profits. And even though there are some losses as well, but we've not come back to like square one where we started from.
Oh, so you guys ate the first fishes you produced?
My brother, I didn't waste time.
So how much can one actually start a fish farm with?
Well, you can't tell. It's based on what you want to do.
Okay.
It's based on what you want to do. And I can't give you a certain amount of money, say start with this, start with that. Some things just come by. Like when I started the first time I started, we had this GP tank in my house we were not using. It was broken, so we're not using it. So I just took it, divided it into two, then patched some of the areas, then put water and started weighing fingerlings. So that cost was out of me.
Okay.
So some things just come by. Sometimes people go apply for consultancy and knowledge. They pay for those services.
Okay.
But sometimes you just get to know some of these things and the consultancy cost is out.
Okay.
So there are some things that just come by and you don't really need to pay for them. There's no certain amount based on what you want to do. If you want to do for like commercial fish farming, first you need to find out the cost of your, like let's say cost of your ponds. Then and the kind of ponds you want to use. Like the earthen ponds, I think they cost more to dig, to sink, and the concrete ponds.
I saw you guys just digged one now.
Yeah, we are planning on getting that one set so that we can stock again. We just want to get more ponds in the farm as much as we can. But based on what you want to do, you cannot really tell that this is the certain amount of price. Based on the facilities you want to use, based on your area, the location of your farm as well, it will show on your cost. You really won't. I can't give you that you can start with 150, or you can start with 200, you can start with $1 million. You can still start with $1 million, and you've not gotten something meaningful yet. So you just have to do your research yourself, know the kind of materials you want to use, the facilities you want to use, and you will know what you arrive at it. But I think first it's good to maybe sit with somebody who has experience and someone should.
So what are those basic things someone needs to know before going into fish farming?
Well, you have to, it's what we call in agriculture site selection.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to have your site selection, the land you want to do it, the topography of the land. These are places slightly slopey, so we move everything down like to the edge. We move everything to the steep of the farm. So your site selection, the topography of the land, where your water flows to. So you can't be doing a business that is disturbing your neighbors as well. You're not the first person doing business, so stop that nonsense. So you won't have to do things that will business, my brother. You don't have to do things that when discharging your dirty water, it's not disturbing other spaces, your neighbors So you have to properly condition your sites, select the areas you want to use, accessibility to road, electricity. In fish farming, we do much with sometimes as we use NEPA here sometimes, and it's not something you can trust. It's not every time this power is supplied to us. So sometimes we use generators, and also electricity, power supply is something very vital, and some of that easy to market. So you can't be fishing somewhere in the deep urban areas, and maybe you don't have goods roads. Sometimes you go to supply, before you go there, your products are already perishing. So you have to do your site selection. Then how easy it is to the road, electricity, and all those costs. Then from there you can now start building on your facilities, the kind of ponds you want to use, the kind of stocks the kind of breed you want to stock. Then their requirements. But most especially you need water, you need ponds, and you need a good location.
So you talked about the generator. The generator, what is it used for?
Pumping water.
For pumping, and what of draining the water? Do you also use generator?
We don't. For now, there are those machines that drain out water with ease. But for now, we don't have any of them for now. So we just have big spaces, big discharge points, big spaces. I think about the 4mm discharge end caps. Taps. So that's what we use to discharge water now, and it goes faster. Then we use gen to pump in water.
Okay, so would you advise someone who is starting a fish farm to go in with a huge amount of money? Will you advise someone to start fish farming with a huge amount of money?
Well, every process, farming, whatever, and farming is always like the basic of it all to show how progress should be made. You start small. Your seed doesn't become a tree overnight. So from a seed it germinates, then it forms a pre-stem, and from there becomes to form a tree. So you are going into something you don't know. You won't want to invest so much. What if you lose? So you can start small, learn the practice. The way we started small, we learn the practice. So we know if something you can actually invest huge amount of money into, or something you can hold back and gain more knowledge, then you go again. Well, for starters, you can first, I would say, first go and get knowledge about this thing, make findings about this thing, then start small. Then you can, from your very first experience, you will know what to do next. If you have to go big, or to just maintain your normal small scale. So it won't be my advice for someone to invest huge on something you don't know.
So what are like the major challenges one will face as a fish farmer?
Well, in Calabar here, the major challenge I face, I don't know about other farms, is the problem of electricity. So power is not very steady. Water is a vital tool in fish farming.
Okay.
With no matter how many fishes you have there, if your water is bad, you can lose them all in a day or two.
Okay.
So water is very necessary, and you have to have good source of water, and you have to have alternate source. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
when power is, if we are planning of sinking boreholes that will link into all these things that will have steady flows of water
Okay.
here. But in the meantime, we have not structured those things out. So we are still working on generator and electricity to pump water. So it's very vital. And another challenge is the challenge of feed cost.
Okay.
So sometimes ago the feed wasn't so costly, but now it has gone so high. And in relation to market, the market isn't so very swift. But even though another plans will be made, the associations will make more better plans to see how good market can come around to your area. But for now, you just have to struggle very well to have to sell your products.
Okay, so for someone that is starting, which people will you advise that person to target as the markets? Which people will you advise the person to be selling to? Yep.
Well, based on, that's a very nice question. Who should be your target audience? So it's your target audience that will help you know what you are producing. So for instance, there are women who come and buy from us here to smoke. And those people don't buy anything over a kg. So they buy things between 500 to 700 grams like that. So when you're producing 1 kg, for those people, you know that your market is going to get stocked at some point. So you have to know the desired quality, the desired stage of fish that these people like. Like people like restaurants. Restaurants don't buy anything less than 1 kg. They buy from 1 kg and above.
Yeah.
Their restaurants are married. I think Tata Fish is one of those people. They don't buy anything less than 1 kg. So you have to produce. So depending on the people you want to produce this, you know the sizes. So you know that to get to 1 kg, you require more feed to get them to 1 kg.
And longer period of feeding.
And longer period of feeding and longer time. But you make profit. You make more money there. But like this, when you are taking to melange, that's melanges, smokeable sizes, you won't have to spend that amount of fish with short period of time. You will still make your money as well. So your target audience should be your scale for what you are producing.
So is there any other alternative for this feeding? Like, is there any way they formulate their feed? Because I know of someone who says he uses maggots to feed his fishes. So I don't know how true that is.
Yes.
I'd love you to explain more on that.
If you're not a very standard farm with good machines and good knowledge, it won't be very advisable to go into your feed production. Though there are other alternate sources, like things like maggots you've mentioned, chicken intestine, kitchen leftovers, bread, rice brands, blood meals. You can go to like the slaughters, you can get their animal blood, boil it and feed it to them, and some other source of protein. Those things are alternative, but you don't make them your regular food. You can maybe, when you feed twice a day, you can do this substitutes, these other supplements once, and do feeding once.
So what are the best fish breeds? What are the best fish breeds?
Well, you can't tell. You can't call this a best fish breed. Every fish has its own economic importance. So you can't say this is the best, this is the best, this is the best. You as a farmer, you decide which one is better for you. Like we do mostly catfish here because of their nature. They are resistant to diseases, fast growing in short period of time, and the reproduction process is easy and can be carried out with ease. We just inject the broodstocks and we spawn the eggs and it's done, and we just do that. Things like tilapia that take longer time and their reproduction is carried out by themselves. Based on what you want to do as a farmer, based on what you are trying to achieve, you decide the kind of breed you want to take.
Okay. So would you advise someone going into fish farming to get a veterinary doctor or to just do it on his or her own?
When you say veterinary doctor is a very large word. Veterinary doctor is a very large profession. Maybe you can say things like an aquaculturist. An aquaculturist is more of a better term. So you get for consultancy from these aqua professionals. They will put you through. It's vital. It's necessary. You don't, even though as with progress, experience will be gotten, but it's better to get that first-hand knowledge from people who have done it before, know the mistakes they've made, and they can put you through.
So can you just show us around? Show us the few.
This is This is well, this is actually not the right size of it. This is 2 mm. This fish is here eats 4 mm, but I think at this stage when things are tough, they want to eat. So these are our, in the next 1 month, these are will get to snakeable sizes. They are eating 4.5. From next month when they start eating 6 mm, we can start to, they will be around 700 to 800 grams, and we can take them to market. The same with all of that. We stop them. These two were stopped somewhere between I think ending of December. So they are just 2 months now. When they are 3 months from now, you have them all.
Okay. So can we go to this other side? So because I can see here that you use plantain leaves to cover the top of these ponds. What is the reason for this?
It's for shade.
For shade.
Yes, for shade. Even though sometimes sun is necessary, but it won't be so vital when the water temperature begins to increase. This side is more open to sun. So when the water temperature begins to increase, it reduces the level of oxygen in the water.
Okay.
So we have to cover this. That side is not that so exposed. That's why we didn't cover it here. We cover it here because it's wide exposed to sun. So that's why we have to cover it this way. Even though this were not our initial plan, maybe with time we'll get to roof most of these places.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I think that will be all for now. So guys, if you love this video, please do what to give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe. On the next video, I will be showing you guys how to actually hash fish, like the fingerlings, actually hash fishes. I will be making a video on that with this particular guy. The CEO is the CEO, don't mind him. So I'll be making a video with him on this same farm on how to hash fishes. So subscribe, like for more fish farming and other livestock. You guys already know me. I'm a rabbit farmer. I also show you guys stuffs about rabbits. So if you like my channel, if you like what I do, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that when I post a video like this, you'll get notified by YouTube. Thank you guys once again, and do have a nice day. Peace out.